Don't worry about saying spoilers anymore. This is going to be a spoiler episode.
Yes.
So, spoilers. Dang it!
Hi, welcome to Anime Baes, the show where we talk about anime. So in this segment we're going to talk about Ship or Sunk, and our lovely Lorna is going to moderate. Essentially, she's going to rapid fire, and we're just going to say what we think at the same time, pretty much. Hopefully you can understand us. And then we will maybe give a little bit of explanation as to why as well.
Yes. So ship, when you ship someone in a show, it means that you want two characters to be in a relationship together. So when you hear someone say, I ship so-and-so, it means that's the two characters they want to fall in love and have a relationship with each other. Thus the name Ship or Sunk. Okay, are you guys ready?
Ready.
Alright. Tamaki and Haruhi from Uran High School Host Club. Ship.
Ship.
Oh, okay. Okay. Spike and Julia from Cowboy Bebop.
Ship.
Sunk.
Explain.
I believe that Spike and Julia were meant to be together because the way that he longs for her and still remembers her and thinks about her is, in my opinion, proof that he has not been able to get over her, and not in a really pathetic way, but in a really tragic way, because he, spoilers, but he eventually dies without ever having moved on, so I think that that is proof enough that they were meant to be.
I sink it because I think that Faye and Spike belong together. And that's because she's his future and Julia is his past, and sometimes you have to leave the past behind you, as they say in Lion King, because the past can hurt. But you can either learn from it or run from it, as the good old friend Rafiki says. So I'm going to learn from the past and say that Spike belongs with Faye. Plus, she's a great character, and they have such a great relationship. So,
as someone who never learns from anything, I say no.
Good answers, guys. I like them. Okay. Rukia and Ichigo from Bleach.
Ship.
I've never watched Bleach,
Okay.
so I don't know.
Neutral.
Yeah. I'm Switzerland on this one.
Naruto and Hinata from
Ship.
Naruto.
Sort of ship with a caveat.
Sort of ship.
I ship Hinata and Naruto. I do not ship how they got together. So I know that doesn't count, but I don't like the last. I think that it was rushed, and I think they could have done a better job with their relationship.
I personally think that Naruto the Last was beautifully made, and that the way that they basically had like the classic musical montage where they showed how he was falling in love after he realized his feelings. And I like it. I ship it all the way, so hard, all the time.
Okay. Fair enough. Edward and Winry from Full Metal Alchemist.
Ship!
Okay, that was easy. Kyo and Toru from Fruits Baskets.
Ship!
Fruits Basket, whatever they are.
So I mostly ship Kyo and Toru, but I also really like Yuki and Toru together, and that's who I originally shipped together when I was first watching, and then partway through, mostly, I think almost all the way through, I was like, yep, it's definitely him, it's definitely Yuki, and then, like the last two episodes probably, I was like, Kyo is perfect for Toru!
Yeah, the last two episodes, like, really make a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's so dramatic in the anime. I've read the manga, but
I definitely, I just felt like I had to be honest there, but I do ship Kyo and Toru. I did change of heart.
So everyone knows, I shipped Kyo and Toru from the very beginning, from
she's
the very
hipster about it.
from the moment that Kyo entered the screen, falling through the roof.
Dramatic.
Yeah.
I was like, ship!
Yeah, I'm with Kelsey. This anime Fruits Basket, if you haven't watched it, watch it. It's super good, and it's, I feel like, a classic for, like, our time or whatever.
Definitely.
But, it's, like, really, like, chill throughout the whole show, but those last two episodes are, like, crazy. Like, I've never watched an anime that has done that before, where it's, like, it's pretty, like, slow going, like, good going pace throughout the whole show, but the last two episodes are, like crazy and
blow
like
your mind.
Yeah, it's really good. But anyways, okay.
Moving on.
Last one, Yato and Hiyori from Noragami.
Ship!
There's
Okay.
no way you could not ship that. Absolutely not.
Yeah. It's like my OTP right now, so
Yeah.
that's one
One
true
true
pairing.
Yes. So that is the ship that you ship the most.
Now we're going to talk about our OTPs.
So we did mention that we had general OTPs before, but this is our ultimate, the only one true pairing. Because a lot of the time, some people will say that they have an OTP, but really, everything is their OTP.
OTP, one true pairing, but I have many true pairings. But,
So
right.
Just one.
If you had to narrow it down for your one true pairing of all time.
Or one that you can make actually happen in the anime. Like, you can go, you change the creator's
Oh
minds,
my gosh.
and you can go back into the anime and actually make it happen.
So something that didn't happen that you want to happen.
Yes,
Oh.
yes. Should we do that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Because I
So-
totally have mine.
Alright, why don't you go first while we're still
Okay.
thinking.
Mine is Soul and Maka from Soul Eater. Oh my gosh! So in the anime, it's so weird. They have so much chemistry. They're like really close. They're partners, and so Soul Eater it's a really good anime, but there's no like romance in it.
Mhm.
But it's one of those animes where it's so stupid because through the whole thing you think like the end you're like, okay, they're gonna end up together. Like the last episode, like they're gonna add the romance element into it. They're gonna fall in love. This is gonna end perfectly. This is gonna be great. And then the last episode happens. Spoilers, and like there's no romance. Like
I
there's
know.
no like.
And they do have a really good chemistry. That's
Yeah.
what's so frustrating.
And in the manga, like, same thing. Like, they never ever get together. But it's so dumb. Like, I feel like they drag you on a little string
Yeah.
the whole time. And they're like, ooh, they're in love. Like,
Yeah.
they're gonna kiss.
Especially
and then, like,
the last episode where
I haven't seen it all the way through, so
oh,
spoilers.
you haven't?
No.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
I haven't
sorry.
either, but I have seen the last episode.
Did I just spoil it for you big time?
No,
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, I knew it probably wouldn't happen.
Oh,
so.
okay.
Well,
Yeah,
this
I
is
mean,
just
it's like-
general. It's not ruining anything.
Yeah,
but
and what's so weird is it's, like, not directly, like, that type of anime to have, like, romance in it,
Mhm.
or two characters, like, that's, like, a part of the plot where they fall in love. But it definitely, throughout the whole anime, I feel like they really, really, like, hint at that, and so, but then it just never happens. So Soul and Maka forever.
5 ever.
Plus, Soul has the best hair ever.
He
I
does
love-
have cool hair.
Just everyone in that anime has great hair. Anyways.
Well, if we're gonna do the ones that we want to get together, like if we could go
Should have
and,
been.
like should have been, it would have been Toru and Kyo for me. Like I know they're not my OTP, but they're some like a couple that I was like "Grr, be together. Like
They do.
now kiss. So in the manga, Kyo and Toru do get together, and eventually, I'm pretty sure that they get married. But in the anime, like it's never like official. Like it just kind of leaves you hanging.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're wondering who's she gonna pick, Yuki or Kyo.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I could go back, I would have them get together.
It kind of even leaves you wondering, like, is there going to be any romance
Yeah.
at all? Or is
Mhm.
this just going to be, like, a friendship?
Yeah,
a
that last
relationship.
episode makes it seem like there might be,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just kind of goes back to things as
Mhm.
normal.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there is this pretty dramatic moment where she's hugging Kyo cat form, and like the lightning is like really romantic, and it's like, you know.
So this one's a little more recent than Kyo and Toru, and since it's not finished, at least the anime isn't, we can't really tell unless you've read the manga, which I have not. But Tokyo Ghoul is my ship that I wish would have happened, / might still happen. But I would say Kaneki and Toka, because they just have one of those relationships where they butt heads and they fight, and he doesn't really pick any fights with her, but she just is mean to him, and she's mean to everyone, but I like the idea of them together. I don't really have much to base it off on, honestly. I just want them to be together. And there's one point that I will not spoil, but there's one point where I thought that they were going to get together, and they did not. So, and it just threw everything off. It just made everything so much more chaotic. So,
I hate when that happens.
if I had to pick one that I wish happened, it would be that one. And
Here's
maybe
a
it will.
way to rationalize it, is, like, they understand each other because they have
Yeah.
the same, like, struggles.
Yeah.
Like, she can understand him because she's a ghoul, And, like, but he's part human, part ghoul, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she can understand, like, both elements, I feel like. Because she still tries to live a normal human life as much as possible,
Yeah.
you know, with, like, work, and she's trying to go through school and everything, and so...
And I think that's kind of why she has a hard time being his friend, is because she feels like feels like it's sort of his own fault that he lost something so good that she's always wanted, that she just wants to be a normal person, and that he took that for granted, and now he's lost it, and he's being such a baby in her eyes, being such a baby about having lost it, instead of just manning up and dealing with it. So I think she just feels really frustrated with him.
Yeah.
Alright, so our question of the week comes from Seth Bailey, no relation to me. I'm just kidding, he's my brother-in-law. And he asked a really, really good question, which I'm really excited to answer.
Me too.
And the question is, what is the best anime to get you into anime? So if you, like, could pick an anime to suggest to someone to show them it's not as weird as everyone thinks it is, what anime would you choose?
One reason why we wanted to start this channel is because we want people to, like, get introduced a little bit into anime and for it not to be weird. Because everyone I ask, they're always like, I'm always like, do you think anime is inappropriate? And they're like, yeah. Like, that's, like, immediately their first thought. There's a lot of anime out there, though, and some of it is kind of inappropriate, but some of it's really, really good, with really good stories. One anime that you should start watching is Full Metal Alchemist. That's just in my opinion, because it's got a balance of, like, those over-the-top anime, like, things that are, like, you know, but it also has, like, a great storyline, emotional arcs, it has drama, it has mystery, it has romance, and there are moments where you forget that you're watching an anime and you get so attached to the character. So I would suggest, if you're gonna get into anime, watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It will be a roller coaster ride of emotions and awesomeness.
It will ruin your soul, though. You will be so horribly involved with this show if you start it.
I will. It's an equivalent exchange. Your soul for a great anime.
Oh my
Makes
word.
sense, you know?
So I think Cowboy Bebop is a really good starting point.
Agree.
But I know Seth has already watched Cowboy Bebop. So then I was going to suggest One Punch Man, which is also a really good one. A good intro one. But Will already told him to watch it. So Seth, this is for you. I think you should start watching Attack on Titan. The kiddos around, it's like really gory, it's really intense, but the storyline is super good, and I think you would really like it, and I think you'd really appreciate the artwork and the storyline of it. Attack on Titan is super gory, not for the faint of heart, but it's super popular for a reason.
My suggestions are partially geared towards you specifically, Seth, but also geared towards anyone who might be watching. I have two. So I have one that is anime, and one that's technically not anime that you might already be familiar with. My first that is anime is Sword Art Online, and I think that you might like it because it reminds me of playing video games, of playing a role-play video game, and because that's what it's all about. It's about this kid who gets trapped inside a virtual reality mass multiplayer online role-play game, and he is trying to figure out a way to, because they're all trapped, once you die in the game, you die in real life. So it's just so adventurous and so fun, and there's small elements of romance. The first season's a little more romance-oriented than the second season, and there's actually a few episodes in the first season that are specifically just romance involved, which you might like and you might not. The second season is so psychological, and some people don't like the second season as much because it revolves around a different game, even though it's still called the title of the first game. But I think it's really cool, and I really like the style of the second game, so I really enjoy it. It is a little bit more mature of an anime, especially the second season, since it is so psychological based, but it's still really rather innocent, and I really like it a lot. I love that show. Plus, the first season is dubbed over with English, and I thought about that for someone who's just getting into anime. They might not be interested in reading the subtitles. So,
yeah, it
and then,
hurt. By the way, Cowboy Bebop dubbed, a lot of people say is better than the subbed, and I agree.
It is really good. So, my other suggestion, which you may have seen, Seth, is Avatar: The Last Airbender. But I would just recommend that to anyone who's interested in seeing kind of what anime is like, because Avatar: The Last Airbender is really, really influenced by Eastern mysticism and Japanese art styles and stuff like that. But it's not technically an anime, it's an American-made cartoon. But since anime is just the Japanese word for cartoon, it kind of counts. So I just think it's a really, really incredible show that if you haven't seen it, you should, especially if you're interested in anime. And its follower, Korra, is really great too, Avatar: The Legend of Korra. Some people don't like the ending. I personally feel it's a little rushed, but it's really great, and I actually really love that almost as much as I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. So those are my suggestions.
Thanks so much for watching, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section below, and we'll try to get them in the next episode. If you liked our video, just press the thumbs up.
Also subscribe and let us know if there's anything that you would like to see in our videos.
Yeah. And tell us who you ship or sink, and if you agree with our ships and sinking.
Until next time.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
You think you're real cool? You think you're real cool? Me sing again, boy, you ain't cooler than me now. You think you're real cool? You think you're real cool? Me check again, boy, you ain't cooler than me now.
So.
Well, thank you so much for joining us as we talk about our ships, and your ships, and the OTPs. Join us next time as we discuss something.